Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Inventory Management Portal. This is Ali Raza and today I am going to continue the purchase invoice, and this is our lecture number 28 and part number 9. So let's start and have a look what we have today. Alright guys, so in the previous lecture the problem that persists still, let me show you that. When I have selected the data, let's pick up this, add in some quantity, and now I'm going to add another data of this length, and okay, so different products are adding, but you see 1505 rupees. Now if I add the same record again, so that's the trouser, the length was 42 and the color was red denim, but the quantity I am changing this time to 12 and 12, so 144. When I click on this add, you see it's 144, but it does not change. So I have to do this in the code. When the data is updated in the row where the record exists already, we should run a for each loop here, or after this will finish, we have to run this for each loop again and try to calculate the grand total again. So for that purpose, let's copy this whole code and just paste it after this. I am creating these sections so that you can be able to figure out different codes. Okay, now remove this all because I don't need anything inside this. Okay, so I have to traverse the every row of the table again, and now what I wanted to do, I'll create a variable here, variable, and the name of the variable, let's say new grand total equals to 0, and let's write here new grand and equals to, and we have to pick up the data, so dollar, and this, because this represents the current row, dot find, and find the element what I wanted to find, that is td dot eq and the index of the td. So where is our grand total? Let's pick up that. So you see we have our grand total inside this label, okay, but the total price is inside this TD. Where is that? Here it is. Okay, so this is on the index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's on the 11th position. Okay, so here we can write 11 dot text. Okay, so whatever data inside this will be picked up and stored inside this grand. Okay, so the problem with this is we have to make it behave like a number so that it can be added within this variable. So addition assignment, or so what we have to do, we can convert it into parts float, let's say, so that it can behave as a number, and add it to the new grand variable every time when this loop runs. So every row's 11th index TD, that is the total of the every product, will be added to the new grand, and then we have to display it after this loop where inside the new updated grand TD. So grand label, sorry, that was a label dot html, and here I have to place new grand. Okay, save this. Now let's go and check whether it is working or not. So I'm going to pick up some small figures so that we can be able to calculate it quickly and efficiently. So red denim, quantity is 2, price is 2, so the total is 4. Okay, I have 4. Now I'm going to add the same product, so let's say trouser, no, shirt, and we have large size, and we have the quantity, sorry, the color is red, so product is denim. This time I am picking up the quantity 3, price is 3, so that total is 9, add item. So you see it updates. Let's add a different product now so that you can be able to verify it whether it is working or not. So red trouser, the quantity is 5, price is 5. You see 25 plus 9 gives me 38. Whether it is correct or not? No, that's not correct. So we have to make sure that this should be also this should behave in this scenario as well. Alright guys, so you see this is the problem. So how to resolve this problem? Let me show you that. Because I have created a whole new, you can say, code, and I have traversed every row and calculated the new total like this. So this is the grand total that I have to avoid at this point. Okay, so just comment it out for the current time being. I don't want to total here, make it the grand total here. Instead, what I will do, I will simply display this new grand total at this point. But the problem is still, no, there is not a problem. Okay, I have given here the label as new grand. Okay, now let's check what's the output. So pick up the supplier shirt, large, red, denim, 2339. So you see grand total is not displaying when I'm clicking on the add button. Okay, so that's an issue. What I can do, I can simply cut this line or cut this code from here, cut it out and paste it after this else. So here, okay, so at the end we have to make the grand total. That's fine. Okay, now let's go back and refresh the page. Code placement is very important factor that we have to make sure it's right or not. So product 2 to 4 and add, you see we have now 4. Now if I add trouser, that is a different product, colors change, denim 5 and 5 and 25. So add, so you see 25 plus 4, 29. It's now giving me correct results. Okay, and now let's add another same product, trouser, length 42, color is blue, denim. This time I'm making the quantity 3, 3, 9. So you see 9. So 9 plus 4, 13. The total is correct. So this is the quality assured thing, guys. Now there is one other problem, and this is the problem of removing an item. So when I'm going to remove this, you see what happened. The grand total again becomes false or erroneous. So what is happening when I'm clicking on the remove button? So this is the code where we are removing the row. So whenever we remove the row, we have to make this happen again. So can we make this as a function? If we can make this as a function, then we do not have to repeat this again and again. So let's go to the jQuery at the top. Okay, and we can create a function as well, and we can copy and paste the code. So let's try to create function here. Function calc grand, let's say, and inside this function let's copy the code that was this one. Just copy it and make it comment. Okay, and paste it here, calc grand, simple. Now we'll try to call this here, calc grand. That's my function that I have called, and I wanted to call this function just after the remove button when the row has been removed. So calc grand and save. Okay, now let's check whether it is working or not. So first of all, date and product, size, color, denim, quantity 3, price 3, total 9. You see it's not working. Why it is not working? I think there is a problem of the global and the local scope of the variable. That is the new grand variable. Now the variable is here, everything is here, Okay, so the problem is with the scope. So what we can do, we can simply just go back, just remove this function, because I don't want to waste the time in doing experiments. Okay, so let's remove this and let's uncomment this. Okay, just copy this out and paste it after the remove button. Okay, at this point, so paste it. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. So I have just copied and pasted the code in the remove function button. Okay, so let's try to add now. Okay, red, we have to add more products because ultimately we cannot be able to. You see now it's working, and when I remove this, you see it's becoming 0. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so 32 and 3, 96. Okay, let's add another one. Trouser, color red, denim, 33. Okay, let's give a small value so that we can be able to calculate it. Okay, so it's 100. So when I remove 96, you see it's giving me 4, and now it's, so basically our purchase invoice is now getting into shape, and the quality assurance is also there. So now let's go back and see how many problems we have resolved. So we have avoid adding the same product, and if we are adding the same product, let me zoom in. You see this thing. Okay, let me move it downwards. Okay. Okay, so you see here we have done the avoid using this. We have done the duplication. We have removed the duplication, and we have grand total was not reducing. That was another problem. So in the today's lecture, we have reduced the grand total, and we have corrected the grand total issue. And now what we have to do, we have to go and make our database a little bit secure with respect to this duplication, that if in case someone tries to enter duplicate data, we should avoid them. Okay, for that purpose, what we have to do, we have to go inside the stock table, and we have to add a constraint so that when the same product with the same purchase ID, category, size, and color ID will be added, so SQL will restrict this. Similarly, another problem with the product price is the same, that when somebody tries to enter the product that has the category same, size same, color same, so we do not have to add that inside the product price and inside the stock. Okay, so let's go and do that as well, so that we can finalize today's lecture. So inventory DB and SQL. In today's lecture, I'm going to alter the stock table first of all, but let me open the stock table. You see guys, now why I'm doing this, let me tell you. From the database side, our database should also be strong. Okay, it should not contain any you can say problem with respect to the data and the integrity of the data. Okay, so you see, if I have added a product that is denim, that is already available with this purchase invoice, so that product should not be added again with this same purchase invoice. Okay, and the color, the category, and the size also. Okay, so if the same size, color, and category of the product that is already added inside the purchase invoice should not be added again for this purchase invoice. Repeat, mind my words, this purchase invoice. Okay, so on the same purchase invoice, no same product can be added twice. Okay, we have done this thing in the UI as well, and we have to do this thing in the database also, though it is not required. But if you are not doing from the front end, then you have to do it in the back end. Okay, so alter stock, and then let's zoom in and come here and add constraint. Constraints are extra restrictions or validations on your data entry. Okay, so add constraint. The constraint name, let's say uni underscore what is this, stock. Okay, so let's give a unique name here, stock. And now I wanted to make it unique, and what columns I wanted to make unique, let me show you that. Come here. Okay, now just add STO underscore pro ID. Okay, so one product is exist if in the table with this purchase invoice STO underscore PURID purchase ID. Okay, so it should not be added again if the purchase invoice, if the same purchase invoice is there and the same product ID is there, and then the quantity, so not quantity, the category ID. So let's pick up the category ST underscore cat ID. Okay, and the ST underscore color ID, and one more thing, that is the ST underscore size ID. Okay, so these are the three things that I have added. Okay, you see. Okay, now we have to stop it here and copy the same, and let's open the product price. And here you see, when we are going to add prices inside the product price table, we have to make sure that the same product cannot be added again. Okay, so if the product exists of the same size, color, category, then it should not be added again. Okay, so we have to make the same constraint for the product table as well. So let's copy this and paste it below. So alter what product price, that's my table name, uni underscore pro pp, and what I wanted to update here, that is the pro ID. So pp underscore pro ID, then we have we do not have purchase ID here. So if the product exists already inside the product price table, then it should not be added again. Okay, so that's why pp underscore category ID, then we have, you can match from the left hand side. Okay, that is displaying, then pp underscore color ID and pp underscore size ID. So guys, this means that please, when this should be unique, this combination of the columns should be unique. If somebody tries to repeat these combination of columns, let's say one is the product ID, one is the purchase ID, one is the category ID, one is the color ID, one is the size ID, if these ones are coming again, then it should not be entered or entertained inside the table. This should be unique, and same is the case for the product price. I hope it is clear to everyone. So now let's execute these two queries in the database. Okay, it said that we have the problem inside the syntax. Let's check what I have done something, a spelling mistake maybe. Let's check. Yes, the problem is with the table keyword, alter table stock, alter table product price. Now let's execute. Okay, so you see we have the duplicate entry, so it is not allowing me to adding these constraints. So let's go to the product price, because I was entering data again and again. So you see, just delete this data. Okay, just go to the stock as well, because I have added some of the records. So you see, just delete. Yes. Okay, and the purchase invoice, of course. So but before going to purchase invoice, let me show you the purchase details. Okay, you see we have these details. Now let's go to the purchase invoice and delete the purchase invoice. Check all and delete. So when I have removed the purchase invoice, you see automatically the purchase invoice details are removing because of the relationship foreign key. Okay, now let's go to the SQL and try executing those queries. Now my tables are blank, so this should run. Okay, again saying that okay, fine. So stock was created already, but the product price has been created. So let's check for the indexes, procedures, tables. Fine. Let's remove this stock and go. You see this has been created, and when I execute this again, you see it already exists, duplicate key. Okay, so everything is fine now, guys. Let's open the tables, and that's the product price and indexes. and okay, fine, everything is successfully done now. So two constraints has been successfully created for my database. So these all are the problems, guys, that we are facing right now. Now in the next lecture, what we can do, we can be simply adding the we are finalizing the purchase invoice hopefully, and we have to add the data inside the supplier ledger, and we have to do another thing, that is when the same product came inside the you can say product price, it should pick up, it first check that the product exists in the product price table or not. If it exists, then we have to update the price as per the average rule for profit and loss, and we have to do the customer ledger and the supplier ledger data insertion, so that the account for the supplier is start maintaining. Okay, so I think we should stop here, because first of all you have to solve these problems and then we'll continue. So that's all for today. In the next lecture we'll hopefully, inshallah, we'll try to finalize the purchase invoice. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.